यो फेसबुक गाइस, मैं हूँ आपका दोस्त गेमर। आज मैं आपको गेटिंग ओवर इट का दोबारा से गेम प्ले दूंगा, लेकिन इस वाले तरीके से। देखा आप तो देख ही चुके होंगे कि मैं कौन सा तरीका कह रहा हूँ। मेरा ये मटका सर पे आ चुका है और ये
There's no feeling more
मोड से
intense
किया है।
than starting over.
और ये कुछ ज़्यादा ही
Have you
अजीब नहीं
deleted
लग
your
रहा है।
homework the day before it was due, as I have?
पहले नीचे
Or have you left your wallet at home?
बेचारे की
You
तो
have to
टांगे
go
ही
back
नहीं है।
after spending an hour in the commute.
बिन
If
टांगों
you won
के
some money at the casino, and then put all your winnings
ऐसे
on
हो
red,
जाएंगे।
but it came up black. If you got your best
Gravity
shirt
mode भी
dry
लगा
cleaned
रखा है
before
मैंने
a
साथ
wedding,
में।
and then immediately dropped
और
food
ये
on
हम
it.
देखो कितना अजीब
If
लग
you
रहा
won
है
an
यार।
argument with a friend,
ऐसा लग रहा है इसका
and then later
सर में मटका
discovered
फंस गया
that they just returned to their original view, starting over is harder than starting up. If you're not ready for that, like if you've already had a bad day, then what you're about to go through might be rough assemblages of found objects. Designers slap them together very quickly and freely, and they're often too rough and unfriendly to gain much of a following. They're built more for the joy of building them than as polished products. In a certain way, Sexy Hiking is the perfect embodiment of a B game. It's built almost entirely out of found and recycled parts, and it's one of the most unusual and unfriendly games of its time. In it, your task is simply to drag yourself up a mountain with a hammer. But that act of climbing,
ओए यहाँ से आगे
or in
वापस।
real life, has certain essential properties that give the game its flavor. No amount of forward progress
ओरे
is
भाई मैं
guaranteed.
ये
Some cliffs are too sheer or too slippery, and the player is constantly, unremittingly in danger of falling and losing everything.
इसकी इतनी हंसी आ रही शक्ल देख के बेचारा आधा अधूरा
Anyway, when you
इंसान।
start Sexy Hiking, you're standing next to this
अब
dead
मैं
tree
नहीं बता
that
दूँ
blocks the way to the
ओए
entire rest of the
यार
game.
इतनी मुश्किल से ऊपर आया
It
था।
might take you an hour to get over that tree, and a lot of people never got past it. You prod and you poke at it, explore, and make a frustrating game. The frustration is just essential to the act of climbing, and it's authentic to the process of building a game about climbing.
ऐसे
A funny thing happened to me as I was building this mountain.
ऐसे
I'd have an idea for a new obstacle, and I'd
एक
build
बार
it,
और
test it, and it would usually turn out to be unreasonably hard.
ऐसे
But I couldn't bring myself to make it
ऐसे
easier. It already felt like my inability to get past a new obstacle was my fault as a player rather than as a builder. Imaginary mountains build themselves from our efforts to climb them. And it's our repeated attempts to reach the summit that turns those mountains into something real. When you're building a video game world, you're building with ideas. And that can be like working with quickset cement. You mold your ideas into a certain shape that can be played with. And in the process of playing with them, they begin to harden and set until they're immutable, like rock. And at that point, you can't change the world. Not without breaking it into pieces and starting fresh with new ideas. For years now, people have been predicting that games would soon be made out of prefabricated objects, bought in a store and assembled into a
ये
world.
सबसे खतरनाक
And for the most part, that hasn't happened, because the objects pass by in seconds. Over time, we've poured more and more refuse into this vast digital landfill that we call the internet. It now vastly outnumbers and outweighs the things that are fresh and untainted and unused. When everything around us is cultural trash, trash becomes the new medium, the lingua franca of the digital age. And you can build culture out of trash. But only trash culture.
नहीं
B games, B movies, B music,
ऐसे ही
B philosophy.
ओए नहीं ओए नहीं ओए ओए
Maybe this
नहीं
is
ओए
what culture is. Good. That's culture too. But on the off chance that you're playing this, what I'm saying is, trash is disposable, but maybe it doesn't have to be approachable. What's the feeling like? Are you stressed? I guess you don't hate it if you got this far, feeling frustrated. It's underrated. Every wisecrack, every insensitivity, every setback you've forgiven me is a kingly gift that you've given me.
पहुंचे हैं हम
We have the same taste, you and I. It's not ambition. It's ambition's opposite. An obdurate mission to taste defeat.
मुझे ऊपर पहुंचना
You'll feel bad if you win, so I put this snake in for you. Have you thought about who you are in this? Are you the man in the pot, Diogenes? Are you his hand? Are you the top of his hammer? I think not. Where your hand moves, the hammer may not follow, nor the man, nor the man's hand. In this you're his will, his intent, the embodied resolve in his uphill ascent. ice cliff, the platforms, the church and the rectory, the living room and the factory, the playground, the construction site, the granite rocks and the lakeside.
स्पेस के अंदर आधे अधूरे आदमी
You've
के
learned to
साथ।
hike.
और प्लीज मेरे चैनल
There's
को
nowhere left to go
सब्सक्राइब
but
कर
up.
दीजिएगा,
In a
लाइक कर
moment,
दीजिएगा,
I'll shut up.
अच्छे कमेंट कर
But let me
दीजिएगा।
say,